Well, the Albanese government is taking action so Australians can continue to pay with cash for essential items. The move comes as retailers increasingly turn to digital payment methods at the point of sale. The government says shops will be mandated to accept cash for must-have items, with some exemptions for small businesses. They'll continue to ensure an orderly transition to phase out cheques.
Let's get some more. We're joined by Podcaster and Kic CEO Laura Henshaw and journalist Rob McKnight. Hi, you guys. Rob, first up, buddy. In retail, cash is no longer king, but it's important to have the option, don't you think?
Absolutely, Larry. Look, I've got to be honest, I haven't used cash in 5 years. This is my cash, but a lot of Australians like using cash. Every time this subject has come up when I've been hosting on 4BC, there are Australians who really need the cash option. And I do think that's really important. You know, we need choice. I think one of the big issues we have is that there's a lot of places who only want you to use the card, but then they want to charge you for using it. So it's a bit of double dipping, I think.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that, Laura. Should authorities be tackling the scourge of card surcharges, given the cost of living crisis, Laura?
Oh, absolutely. And can I just say, I miss cash so much. I feel like it made all of us so much more conscious of what we were spending, because you felt like every time you gave a note, you got it back and it was smaller. But now you just tap and tap and tap and it doesn't feel the same. But absolutely, I do think they should look into standardising the fees. Even just the other day, I had cash, which was, I don't think I've had cash for a couple of years, but I bought an orange juice and it was because it was under $10. I think the fee was about 50 cents to $1 for using my card. And with so many venues being cashless, it is so important. I think the authorities really need to look into standardising these extra fees, especially with the current cost of living crisis, as you said.
OK. All right, guys, let's move on. And surprising new studies out of the US and China have shown that young people are more bored than ever before, despite so many streaming and online platforms designed to keep them entertained. And in fact, many claim digital media is actually increasing their feelings of tedium. Laura, are young people just too spoilt for choice nowadays?
Oh, I think we're all too spoilt for choice nowadays. I think the current stat is our attention span is now less than a goldfish, which is just crazy, and I think just speaks to how many options we have. It's possible to never be bored. I mean, look at what's happening right now. We can't even last through a...
Yeah. And he's not even a young person.
Yeah, exactly right. Our attention spans are shocking, and we just have so much choice. I can't even remember the last time I watched a movie and didn't go to pick up my phone straight away as it started. Like, we just need to be able to focus on one thing at once.
Yeah, Rob, are we confusing boredom with laziness? Is there a... What's the...
I don't think it's laziness, but I think this study is completely wrong. I grew up in the 80s and 90s. That's what we knew about boredom, when you literally had nothing to do. You had 5 TV stations if you were lucky. If you lived in the regions, you had like 2 or 3. You know, basically, if you didn't like the TV shows that were on, you had to, I guess, go for a walk, and geez, you know, who wants to be doing that? No, what this is about, what they've seen over the last 10 years is that kids are flicking more. Basically, they're making their decisions in half a second. If they don't like what they're seeing, they're flicking up. I do exactly the same thing. Doesn't mean I'm more bored, it just means I'm so used to now, I've adapted to the screen, and no, don't like that, don't like that, don't like that. Oh, that's interesting. I just think kids are faster at reacting to what they do and don't like. I don't think it's a case of boredom. Laziness, well, yeah, I think most kids are lazy anyway. Got to talk to my kids about that.
Well, stay with us. Rob and Laura are back in just a sec, and we're going to check in for the great plane debate, find out who would happily swap seats to accommodate a stranger's child.